The Flash. Now there's a hero that relies on his speed. So how do you write a story about him? Easy, take away his speed. Let's begin. The calm before the storm. Central City is enjoying an unseasonably long stretch of calm. For once, no nefarious plots, no catastrophic events, no alternate universe villains trying to conquer reality. Just an uneventful day in the life of a superhero. Barry Allen wakes up early, sharing a sweet moment with his wife Iris West before heading off to work. At the Forensic Science Division of the Central City Police Department, Barry works alongside his best friends, Cisco Ramon and Caitlin Snow, affectionately known as Cisco and Cat. Despite their initial apprehension, both have come to accept Barry's double life as the Flash and offer their expertise and support whenever needed. As they banter at work, it's clear that Barry cherishes these quiet moments. While he loves being a hero, being Barry is just as important to him. The brief peace doesn't last. In an instant, the sky tears open, revealing a swirling vortex of cosmic energy. From this breach steps a colossal, otherworldly monster that seems to defy the laws of physics itself. It's not just a powerful brute. Its power is more insidious. It seems almost alien-like in nature. As the creature advances, it warps the very fabric of space-time, causing nearby buildings to flicker and vanish only to reappear moments later in different states of ruin. People walking by suddenly find themselves frozen mid-step or phased completely out of existence. The monster is a temporal parasite, a being from beyond the omniverse that feeds on the kinetic energy of a planet, stealing its energy to stabilize its own presence on Earth. It's a threat unlike any Barry has ever faced. But the Flash is always ready for action. As he transforms, a playful smile on his face, he's eager to put this oversized interdimensional bully in its place. He races toward the monster, vibrating his molecules at superhuman speed so that he passes through the creature unharmed. And then he hits it, but the collision doesn't cause any damage. Instead, the monster phases or shifts its molecular density, causing Barry to pass straight through it, re-emerging on the other side as if nothing had happened. To make matters worse, the monster's temporal field causes the Flash's own perception of time to slow down, stretching out the duration of each second to what feels like hours. And then the world freezes completely, turning Barry into a statue of living lightning, locked in the middle of a reality that isn't moving. This is a terrifying new sensation, much like a martial arts master testing his reflexes against a worthy opponent. Except the roles are reversed and Barry is at a disadvantage. He can see everything around him, but he can't interact with anything. The Flash, used to perceiving time as a constant flow, now faces the disconcerting stillness of complete stasis. What's worse, he's aware that his movements would be perceived by the monster as instantaneous, making him an easy target. After what feels like an eternity, the monster prepares to strike and Barry is forced to act. Finally, he shakes himself out of the stasis, racing away from the creature at top speed. Now we know that fighting directly hasn't worked, so maybe the Flash needs a different approach. The brains of the operation. Back at STAR Labs, Iris joins Cisco and Caitlin, who are anxiously reviewing data gathered by the Flash while the monster is still out causing chaos. Caitlin, with her medical expertise, focuses on analyzing the effects of the creature's temporal field on humans, while Cisco leverages his technological know-how to study the energy readings emitted by the monster. Iris, drawing on her experience as a journalist, tries to piece together the bigger picture, connecting the dots between seemingly disparate pieces of information. Their combined efforts are crucial. Together, they determine that the monster's energy signature matches that of a chaotic blend of dark matter and speed force-like energy coming from another dimension. Recognizing the complexity and danger of the situation, the team springs into action, racing against the clock to find a solution before the Flash's confrontation with the monster becomes a fatal mistake. Meanwhile, Barry is in dire straits. He finds himself trapped in a pocket of temporal distortion created by the monster, constantly outrunning its attacks without any real progress. The monster seems to be toying with him, relishing in the Flash's helplessness. It's here that Barry realizes he'll need more than just his speed to defeat this foe. He needs a plan, Realizing that raw power won't be enough, Barry returns to Star Labs, hoping his friends have found a solution. They have indeed discovered that the monster is not just a destroyer, but a temporal parasite. It feeds on the kinetic energy of its surroundings, using it to grow and stabilize its presence on Earth. This revelation, however, presents a terrifying paradox. The hero who is supposed to save them is also the one unknowingly fueling the apocalypse. With time running out, the team devises a desperate plan. Instead of using his speed to attack, Flash must use it to contain the monster. Using a device designed by Cisco, Barry will enter a state of pure thought where time effectively stops for him. In this state, he'll gather an immense amount of static electricity and speed force energy around him. This energy will then be released in a precisely timed burst, triggering a localized artificial negative speed force around him. This burst would disrupt the monster's energy field, destabilizing it and causing it to implode. The paradox of power. However, there's a catch. This plan is risky even for the Flash. It requires an immense, precise burst of speed and energy that could kill Barry or trap him in the speed force forever. Barry knows that he might not return from this, but he's willing to risk it all to save his world. With their plan set, the team preps for action. They get the device ready, and Barry suits up, determined to carry out his part of the plan. Iris, unable to help directly, watches from afar, sending Barry a last, heartfelt run. Barry, run, knowing that might be the last time she speaks to him. With his team's support, the Flash takes off, racing toward the monster to distract it and lead it to a secluded location, minimizing collateral damage. The creature, sensing the Flash's return, prepares for the final confrontation. As Barry approaches, it unleashes a reality-bending attack, distorting space-time around the Flash, creating illusions and shifting the landscape in an attempt to disorient and destroy him. The ultimate run, but the Flash is prepared. He navigates the shifting terrain, avoiding the monster's attacks with ease, all the while keeping his eye on the prize. As the monster prepares its final, earth-shattering temporal attack, Barry reaches the target location. It's now or never. With the final surge of speed, he activates the device and simultaneously releases his gathered energy and enters a state of pure thought. In this timeless bubble, Barry calculates the final, critical maneuver, a perfectly timed, hyper-fast vibrational phase through the monster's core. The plan is working. The monster implodes in a flash of light and a ripple of shattered reality. The world is saved, but for a moment, it seems the Flash is gone, disintegrated by the sheer force of his own Speed Force blast. The team watches in suspense as the dust settles. There's no sign of Barry, no return lightning, no familiar blur of red and yellow. Just when all hope seems lost, a single, tiny spark of lightning appears, then another and another, until the blur of red and yellow returns. The Flash has phased back into reality, albeit a bit weaker for the wear. He's survived, having outrun the very end of his own timeline. And thus, the Flash proves once again that even when stripped of his greatest asset, his indomitable spirit and quick thinking always allow him to find a way. This has been Flashpoint, 0 Hour.